The Bank of Ghana is a lender of last resort, is the supervisor of all the banks. It instills discipline in the banks, and we have seen that over the years, banks are closed down because they are unable to manage their resources. And so they violate the banking rules, and so the Bank of Ghana, rather than correcting or stabilizing them, helping them to stabilize, they close them down. It shows that there must be discipline in how we manage our banking affairs. The Bank of Ghana has demonstrated that it is not disciplined in what it's supposed to do. It has, without resort to any legal principle, committed to print 80 billion Ghana cedis, borrowed half of it to government, now tells government it is unable, it is forgiving government for everything it has done. It means that this is done without recourse to parliament, without recourse to the people. The Bank of Ghana, in the end, has lost about 55 billion. It's records a loss of about 55 billion Ghana cedis, meaning that its equity has come to zero. And so this is a government institution, a state institution that is most important, very, very important in our monetary policy. First of all, it controls the policy, the fiscal policy, manages the fiscal policy. It controls the monetary policy. It determines how even people are employed. If they want people to be employed, they lower the interest rates, money is available, they're invested, and they're able to make money. They're able to create jobs for people. When there's inflation, it has a way of dealing with it. So it has a key role to play in running the economy. In all the stands that it has a role to play in creating a situation where we can have a strong and viable economy, it has failed. And so we think that this failure is also because of the human factor. Imagine spending $130 million Ghana cedis in servicing their vehicles only. Can you imagine that?
Purchase of computers, many millions, benefits to directors, yes, all of that. And you're seeing increments in a year when we're trying to get an IMF deal over 240%, 87%, 140% year on year. Yeah. So those are the reasons. But is asking them to step aside the way to go, especially where at the point we find ourselves? Is it the best option to trigger the nuclear option, so to speak, and say the governor and his deputies should go? Then we replace them, and then what? At least they have institutional memory. They've been there.
I mentioned to you that much of the challenges they have is a result of human factor, inability to say no to insistence on government to do what they are supposed to not to do. To do the right, be seen doing the right. They can't be seen doing the right. They seem to be an appendage of government and then fails in that independent stance that is required of them. And their failure is seen in the details of the accounts they have presented to us. And we think that with such glaring failure, they have no role to continue to be in that office. In fact, I saw A+. A+ said that instead of going to commit suicide, you are still insisting and you are still there.
And on the back of all of that, the central bank is also planning on putting up a new headquarters worth $250
million.
2.8 billion Ghana cedis. Yes. Only God knows how we can deal with that.
But you see, in the absence of reserves, they now have only 8 days reserves. And what do you use reserves for? To acquire assets and to do this, that. So you don't have assets. You don't have reserves. You are using, where are you getting this money to go and put up the building?
Well, only
that's part of the irresponsibility.